So here I want to replace the carpet with hardwood floors. I want to know how many square feet of flooring I need. So sometimes trying to figure out what I should be doing, the problem can help you out. So I'm looking at square feet. That means I'm looking at all the space inside my living room. So I want to cover the floor. So that helps me recognize I'm looking at area, and I know that the area of a rectangle is length times width. All right, now the thing is though, they want square feet and I have yards. So I need to convert each of these over from yards to feet. And I know that for every yard there are 3 feet. So I can say that I know that it'd be 7 yards, and I get 3 feet for 1 yard. So my yards would cancel, and that would leave me with 21 feet. So I can see I really multiply by 3 to go from yards to feet. So I know this is 21 feet. And if I'm thinking about the same idea, just multiplying by 3, I know this would become 12 feet, and this would become 12 feet. So if I want to find the total area or the total number of square feet I need, I would end up taking my length, which is 21 feet, by my width, which is 12 feet. And I think about, well, how do I do that? 12 times 21 is 252. Feet times feet gives me square feet. So I can also be multiplying my units to verify what I'm looking at. Alright, so now let's look at the next problem. This one is saying after putting down those hardwood floors, I need to go replace trim around the edges. Change my colors here. Trim around the edges to cover any gaps. How many feet? So I'm no longer dealing with square feet, but now I'm looking at feet. Now, how would I be dealing with feet? I'm going around the edges. So I think about, well, what am I doing here? I'm going just along each edge and measuring my edges of my rectangle. Well, what unit measures the edges of a rectangle? Well, that's my perimeter. So I know the perimeter is going to be the sum of my 4 edges. And as we found out before, we said this was 21, and this was 12 feet, and this was 21 feet, and this was 12 feet, because again, they want the amount of feet. So if I want to find my perimeter, I'm going to add up my 4 edges. So I can just say that's 21 plus 12 feet plus 21 feet plus 12 feet. And because I'm adding, I add my numbers and I keep the units. So when I add, I have to have all the same units. Just like if I'm trying to add variables, I can only add the same variable. Same thing happens with units. I can only add them if they have the same unit. So then when I go to add my 4 numbers, I will get that my perimeter is 66 feet. That's how much edging trim I'd have to buy. Alright, so the last problem they want to know, can I get this aquarium? So I know the volume of the aquarium, that's given right here, it's the 41,472, but I have cubic inches, and here I'm in feet, so I've got to be able to convert. And I'm trying to figure out, well, I fit on a 2-foot wide by 5-foot long table. Well, the 1 foot wide I'm good on, since it's 1 is less than 2 feet for the width. So then it's a matter of, how about this length? How long is my fish aquarium? So again, I know volume equals length times width times height, but I got to figure out, well, how do I convert 1 foot and 4 feet so that I treat everything as if it's in inches, so that I can have cubic inches for my volume? So I know that 1 foot gives me 12 inches. That's a unit of measure. So I know that this one is 12 inches. But to find the 4-foot one, I know then that 4 feet would equal x inches. So when I cross multiply, I get that x equals 48 inches. So this is the same as 48 inches. So when I think about my length, width, and height, I can now use my cubic inches for my volume, and I can use the 12 inches and the 48 inches for my length and width, and what that will give me is X inches for my length. So I'm going to erase out the conversion here so that I've got a little bit more space, and so I know, we'll erase this because it's going to get replaced with that specific formula. So I know that 41,472 cubic inches is equal to 12 inches times the 48 inches times my X inches. So that will give me 576 square inches times my X. So now when I divide by my 576 square inches, I'll be left with 72 inches for that length. So I have to think about, well, what's 72 inches? So I know again that 1 foot is 12 inches. So X feet is 72 inches. So 12x equals 72. That's 6 feet. And I know that 6 feet is longer than the 5 feet right here. So unfortunately, I can't buy this fish aquarium that's on sale.